one of the more recent concepts we've talked about is environmental physiology, which is super cool. We don't really get to experience here because we don't live in high altitudes. We live in a fairly low altitude. From all the other places out there, we sit pretty low. Um, but when we think altitude, our heart rate is going to increase because it needs to work harder, and most of the time people who go to higher altitudes are not used to the environment, so they must rely on oxygen like that's given to them, not oxygen that they can supply themselves. And then there's also a concept called live high, train low. So it's seen a lot in like your endurance type athletes and think Olympics. So when athletes are going to compete in a different country or state that they've never been to, most of the time they want to be used to altitude in case that is where they're going to be having the competition. So they go and live in a higher altitude place for a little while, and they get adapted to that, and then they move back home, and then they're able to do better and able to perform better because their body has been placed through stress. And ultimately that increases your VO2 max over time because you have an increased red blood cell count. It's super cool. It just shows that the body is able to adapt wherever you are. You just have to give it time, and you have to just be patient with it because you can't go overwork yourself and just expect to perform super well when you've never lived in that type of environment before.